Baba Ahmed University Kano, the education legacy is extended beyond Abuja. Your journey to success starts here.
By now, it is safe to say that we have led an honorable quality revolution in education in Nigeria.
Apply today and take your first step toward an extraordinary future. Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria. Learn to live.
Amidst criticisms of nepotism and lackluster policy and direction of the Tinubu government, we're getting some clarity from the presidency. And the federal government today says no creation of any further tertiary institution for the next 7 years. Hello everyone, welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimale here in Abuja. Tonight we touch on some very critical issues as pertaining to the state of the nation. First, let's give you an understanding of what came out of the Federal Executive Council meeting. At the end of the FEC meeting today, the federal government has agreed that for the next 7 years, there won't be any creation of tertiary institutions. It was the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who gave journalists the hint and explained the reasons behind that decision.
I'm going to use this public podium to appeal to our politicians, more importantly our legislators. We don't need to open more of this tertiary institution. And today is a good day. The president has put a full stop and full break on this. And even the acts that have been signed are not, some of them will not see the light of the day based on the government, based on the guidelines and approval that the president has given us. And we're not giving concessions to private universities. They already had moratorium placed 1 year ago. It was just universities that had been applied, the application that had gone first stage. And we've been very careful to avoid any abuse of those. We know those 76 universities. And I'll tell you, with the new guideline that was just advertised last week by NUC, less than 20 private universities will meet those criteria. So we are hoping that in 90 days, we'll know fully, and I can tell you the numbers of active private universities. But then, we now know that we have this umbrella, this envelope. No more rampaging establishment of universities that we don't need. And now...
Dr. Tunji Alausa, the Minister of Education. So much to talk about. The government of Bwala Tinubu has been heavily criticized about the decision of the government in terms of policy and performance of its promises. And there are those also who have criticized, like my guest on the program a few days ago, the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Bwala, who says that there is a lot of lackluster approach in the manner in which the government of the day is going about its business, and is brought in some ethnic issues. He says there's a lot of nepotism in what the president. In fact, he went further to say he has a very close relationship with the president, whom he says is too arrogant to resolve his issues. But then, we'll be getting some robust response tonight. Before we get into the conversation, let's check out some of the political roundup stories.
The National Orientation Agency has frowned at the abuse of the national symbols, such as the national flag, by some Nigerians. The Director General of the agency, Mr. Larry Issa Onilu, who was speaking in Abuja, announced plans to commence a 2-week civic engagement drive across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory of the country. He explained that the campaign focuses on national reawakening and patriotism and includes thematic areas such as government policies, flood mitigation, national security awareness.
Battling all government institutions in Nigeria, including the governors, the ministers, the members of the National Assembly, spelling out the specifics when it comes to how to treat and handle the national flag and other national symbols.
The governor of Taraba State, Abu Kefa, says he has no hidden agenda in handling issues relating to his alien deputy and has not gone contrary to the law by not choosing another to deputize him. The governor stated this when he addressed journalists for the first time since the deputy governor was said to be sick in November 2024. He's urging residents to lift him in prayers for a quick recovery and resumption of his duty.
If in the course of time and circumstances the need arises to act accordingly to the Constitution regarding his position, I will not hesitate to do so in the right way. But for now, our duty is clear: to care, to support, and to let compassion lead us.
The High Court sitting in the Shagamu Judicial Division of Ogun State has issued an interim order restraining the Ogun State government and its agents from demolishing or tampering with properties belonging to a former governor of the state, Senator Gbenga Daniel. The order, granted ex parte, followed an affidavit of urgency filed by the senator and his wife, Olufunke. The court assessed it was satisfied that immediate intervention was necessary to protect the property pending further hearing. A new crisis has erupted within the African Democratic Congress ADC in Kebbi State as some aggrieved members of the state working committee have announced the suspension of key party leaders believed to be loyal to former Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami. Addressing journalists after the meeting, the party's publicity secretary, Malam Jamilu Mohammed, urged the public to refrain from engaging with the suspended officials until further notice. Those suspended include the state chairman, Engineer Bala Sufayanu, deputy chairman, Junaidu Mohammed Moody, and secretary, Hawau Mohammed. The River State chapter of the PDP says the party will win all the chairmanship and councillorship seats in the upcoming August 30th council elections. The party chairman, Aaron Chukwuemeka, made this known in Port Harcourt during their council election campaign flag-off in Port Harcourt. At the handover of flags to 3 chairmanship candidates, the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Honorable Kingsley Chinda, asked the candidates to work for the victory of the party.
There's been a heavy debate about some of the statements attributed to the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation made on this program, Mr. Bwala, who has described this government under President Bola Tinubu and the APC as lackluster. Worst case, it says, is that of issues relating to appointment and putting in place those who serve in this government, who says there's a lot of nepotism going on in the government. Mr. Bwala indicates that he was very close with the president until they fell out. The reasons for the falling out, he did not disclose. He says it's personal, but he believes that the president did wrongly. And when asked about how to resolve the matter, he said the president was arrogant in resolving these issues. And is one that the opposition platform, the ADC, and the coming together by northern elite is going to uproot the APC government led by Bwala Tinubu from prominence in 2027. I'm being joined by Mr. Daniel Bwala, who is a special advisor to the president, a spokesperson to this government. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
fully clad in a Milocan outlook tonight.
Yeah, I wanted to probably establish what Babachi was saying, that there is a Yorubanization of the government. Probably I have been converted as well, because I woke up and I found myself able to say Shedada ni Kiledi Babatim Beloru Gaboforu Kore Kijebare. So I probably would have been.
You're learning a lot, actually. Keep it up. But I mean, the first one you learned was Emilokon.
Yes, it's our turn actually.
Do you understand what that means?
Emilokon means my turn. It's my turn to bring to bear what I believe to be my vision for the Nigerian people. It is my turn to bring to bear what I believe to be the dreams I've always had as a leader, and I want to be able to bring it on board as a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's my turn because every citizen under the Constitution of Nigeria personalized the provisions of the Constitution to himself. It is my turn. Like somebody who goes to church and is praying to God, he doesn't say, God bless my neighbor alone. He says, God bless me and my family as well. It is my turn because I believe within the framework of the party, when we negotiated it, that it will come a time when it will be my turn to also run for it. So there is actually nothing wrong with the use of the word Emilekon. And now that he is governing, he has been able to prove that it's actually the turn of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to right the wrong and put the economic structure in its proper perspective. Some of the things that my uncle is saying about the president is not a reflection of reality. While I try to avoid interrogating the choice of word that used, which I believe is not friendly and will not be good for children or people who in fact value relationship, because if you have a relationship, even when you fall out, that is what we call the rules of engagement. The president was never quoted at any time to have said anything about Babachir. Even when Babachir left the president, when you would have thought he would be the one to react, he never said anything. I mean, I left him, he never said anything. So what Uncle Babachir is saying, I believe if he is being honest with Nigerians, he should be able to separate between his personal interest and national interest. All of the vituperations, all of the expression that he was given is a reflection of his personal opinion about his self-interest in relation to his relationship with Asiwaju. But in terms of whether there is a Yorubanization of the country, I believe this conversation came some times back when we really have fact to say that stats and data does not support what he said, because the Nigerian nation is covered. There are a good number of northern Nigeria, where I come from, in this government and do creditably well. And he talked about the northern Nigeria that has been disenfranchised. Not forgetting the fact that we just had 8 years of a northern Nigerian ruler.
All right, let's take a break. And when we return, more on the issues raised by Mr. Babachir Lawal. And there's a dynamics into the mix now. Goodluck Jonathan seems to, now his name is being mentioned. If that man gets into the race, what are the hopes of the Bwala Tinubu 2027 and the APC? We'll be right back, everyone.
Across Nigeria, one digital platform is changing the game for resellers, business owners, and everyday entrepreneurs who need a trusted source for tech products. Introducing the TD Africa Super App, your gateway to tech products directly from manufacturers. Get access to competitive prices on a variety of products such as computers, phones, consumer electronics, printers, inks and toners, inverter solutions, and many more from brands like Samsung, HP, Huawei, Dell, Zynox, just a few clicks. Scale your business, do seamless trade, track your orders, and maximize profits. Are you ready to join Africa's most powerful reseller network? Join millions of businesses on Super App today and be a part of Africa's digital renaissance. Visit superapp.tdafrica.com to get started. One platform, one purpose, powered by innovation. TD Africa, empowering you.
As far as your eyes can see, you can own it. Built on integrity, surrounded by nature, a place where you feel alive with golf course, amusement park, artificial lake, sports centers, residential and commercial spaces. Be among the first to invest for greater returns and a new lifestyle. Hutu exclusive. Live, play, relax. Invest today.
Every year, floods destroy homes, farmlands, and livelihoods across Nigeria. The National Orientation Agency urges every Nigerian to take practical steps to reduce the risk of flooding in our communities. Flooding is preventable. Take action today to protect your home and community. Dispose of waste properly. Keep draining paths clear. Avoid building on flood-prone areas. Report illegal dumping of waste. Participate in community sanitation. Listen for early warning alerts. This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency.
Every great future begins with a spark, a moment of vision, a step toward purpose. At Thomas Adewumi University, we lead the way, shaping minds, inspiring progress. From medicine to media, engineering to entrepreneurship, we push boundaries and shape the future. Our Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery program, MBBS, stands at the forefront, training compassionate, world-class doctors ready to heal and lead. At TAU, learning extends far beyond the classroom. Creativity flourishes, teamwork drives progress, and real-world experience sets the standard for success. We are more than a university. We are a launchpad for innovation, healing, and transformation. This is Thomas Adewumi University, Okwirisi, Kwara State, where your purpose meets possibility.
Malaria is gone. No more cold and rain.
What is wrong with my husband?
Ma, he was very sick. This is the lab result.
Thank you, Luther. With Luther, malaria is in big trouble.
Luther contains artemether and lumefantrine, and it is used to treat malaria.
Luther is another quality product from Ovid and marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited.
Papa, I'm tired of losing on sport bets, so how do I improve my luck? Oh, look, you don't need any luck with N1 Bet Casino. With N1 Bet, you get triple luck.
You know, feel lose anyway. N1 Bet, not the way. You get 20% cash back when you're betting no entire. You go get 100% on your first 3 deposits. And each deposit will be your chance to win 500k jackpot.
Play games and win with N1 Bet Casino.
The Duchess International Hospital opened its doors in October 2021. The mission of the hospital is to reverse medical tourism. We take particular care here at the Duchess to bring together a combination of the brightest and the best locally, as well as Nigerians in the diaspora who are interested in returning to do very good work for the benefit of our patients here in this country.
The good thing is that we have all international expertise here, all international facilities here, international people working here. Everything is coming together in a space which was considered not great in terms of the availability of healthcare.
Access Bank, of course, has been able to provide us with a robust range of products and services that has enabled us to deliver that standard and quality of healthcare that is integral to our mission as an organization.
Philomath University is one of the fastest growing private universities in Nigeria, with 100% accreditation in the recent nationwide accreditation of NUC National University Commission across universities in Nigeria. The human resources for the delivery of lectures are excellent, and celebrated professors and doctors with distinction in their various fields. The Chancellor of the university is a man of distinctive character, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, formerly of United Nations and formerly Chief of Staff to President Buhari. Philomath University have intellectuals, vibrant and brilliant students who have won different laurels amongst their peers in universities in Nigeria. Philomath University students won the first female president of the Association of Law Students of all universities in Nigeria. Philomath University has main campus in Kuje, Abuja, and city campus in Maitama, Abuja. Enrollment is on. Don't be left out. Visit www.philomath.edu.nj or call 0912-155-4702, 0706-170-0637.
My name is Austin Azuko Kocha, but you all call me JJ. That's because I was so unstoppable, they named me twice. During my days as a professional footballer, I played as an attacking midfielder. No one could stop me, not even malaria, when mosquito bites. Now you too can be unstoppable if you use Lonat against malaria.
Lonat, a combination of Artemether and lumefantrine. Lonat, be unstoppable.
Thanks so much, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation. Some response to what the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Bwala, said on this program. Daniel Bwala, spokesperson to President Bola Tinubu, has been speaking with us. Thank you so much indeed. There are a lot of issues that the man raised as to the direction of this government, whether or not this government is pitching itself against the Nigerian people as to its policies, and whether or not Nigeria is in trouble under this government.
Nigeria is actually safe under this government, because if you look at the last 2 years and see how much we have achieved and the results coming out, which is attested to by both national and international people, you will know that this administration was able to put the country on its proper trajectory. Nigeria is safe under this administration because some of the things that could have happened, which would have plunged Nigeria in disarray and problem, have been dealt with. And people are beginning to see hope, and they are moving in the direction. The problem I have with those who come as opposition is that for the lack of ideas, for the lack of alternative, they want to pick just about anything that they see. And in this case, since they have not been able to put themselves together, the only thing they can do is to stock up sentiment. That kind of thoughts around the line of Yorubanization of Nigeria is what you will think that even in beer parlor, they would discourage it and then talk about bigger and better things, than that. And then there is also a kind of conversation that will come. You will say, Bwala, I don't expect that from you because you are an elder statesman. You expect people who do not see beyond their nose to talk about that, because you know for a fact that that is not the case here. After all, when Buhari was in power and you were given role, were you Fulanized?
So there are those who will say, naturally, there's that tendency. Naturally, human beings will gravitate towards the habitat which they relate better with. And it is almost natural for you to have a Hausa president that will have a lot of Hausa around him, because it's natural for him. A Yoruba man will have a Yoruba man. And there are candidates in the campaign that they say, the only reason why I cannot work with that candidate is because everybody around him is Igbo. There are people like that.
Right.
But as a government, the criticism is that look at your circle, and the key positions of government are those not only from your ethnic divide, but are those within your immediate circle. That, well, they've been resting in abroad, all of a sudden you just brought them back to the country. Those were his exact words in the concentration, because he feels that the country is very sensitive. Beyond you concentrating on your immediate circle, you need to expand the circle, and the power and the core of government should not be focused on one group of people.
Every man walks with he or she that believe he can work with to deliver efficiently. But the Constitution has given us a baseline, a guardrail, right? That in order for you to constitute a government in Nigeria, you must have ministers from all the states of the Federation. You must constitute the government in such a way that there will not be dominance of one over the other, so that loyalty can be given to the country. And when you meet that threshold, the next thing you look at is team of people that you believe will help you. You see, like this argument he's making, if you go to the southwestern Nigeria, there are people in the southwestern Nigeria who also have certain animosity to say that he is not working with this part of the state in the southwest, or even in the southwest, he's not working with this set of people, he's working with the people that he chooses, or the people that he prefers, or the people he has been with for long. But the question is, are they working? Are they not working? Then if you look at the cycle of the president, I mean, look at the president, the vice president is not from the southwest. The national security advisor is from the northern Nigeria, from the northeast, vice president from the northeast. The chief of defense staff is from the northern Nigeria. The ministers of defense, both state and substantive and state, are from the northern Nigeria. You see the minister of state foreign affairs from the southeastern Nigeria, substantive one from the northern Nigeria. You will see minister of state petroleum from the south, from the Bayelsa state. And you see there is no state, whichever state you tell me you come from, I will find you a minister, a DG, a commissioner, an appointee of the president that is from that part of your country. So when the threshold is met, I thought he is a stakeholder in ADC. And I thought what they will come up with is to say, we disagree with their economic model. We disagree with the way they do this.
About the policies and the manner in which the CBN governor is running things at the CBN.
But he doesn't speak fact. It's sentiment.
It's dangerous to our economy.
Smart conversation will be, I disagree with the central bank governor's approach to economy. I believe it is this model he's applying. I believe he's doing this, and this is wrong. If he has taken this, or we would have done this. But it's all sentiment. That's why anytime people lack facts, because you see, you are entitled to your opinion, but what you are not entitled to is facts. So all the things he said here were his opinion. Unfortunately, they didn't help the Nigerian demographic watching the television because he was not speaking to facts.
Is this government also able to internalize some of the criticisms such that, yes, if not all of them 100% are right, but it allows you to be able to take a step backwards to say, what exactly are people saying or thinking? Because it makes this government look like, your critics will say, that this government is aloof, doesn't really know what is going on in the country. When you say that things are going to get better, the question will be, when will it get better?
They are already getting better. But you see, when it comes to the issue of whether this government is responsible and responsive, I believe you must have reported over and over and over how that, for example, when an appointment is made and there is a backlash or outcry and the president will retract and reappoint, how that when certain decisions are made by the president and by the government, when there is a backlash and reaction, the president will withdraw from that. How that when it comes to addressing the Nigerian people, the president will give his reason for taking certain decision when there is a backlash or outcry, and then the president react. But you must separate between the outcry or backlash that come from the population of Nigeria, an agenda that is cooked by the opposition. Let me tell you what will surprise you, Sheun. In the last 1 month, the kind of results that are coming across all fronts is torturing this opposition. Torturing them. Because they have not been able to come out with any credible alternative. This opposition is turning itself into Kemi Badenoch. Where you lack what to talk about, you talk about Nigeria. That's what they are doing. What are those things? If the president, Bwala Tinubu, were not to be a Muslim, I am telling you, religion would have also been part of the thing that will be stocked up against him. You see? But we should be able to go beyond that. The northern Nigeria is extremely comfortable with the governance approach of Mr. President. You know why? He is solving the problems that are in the long term. And the problems in the moment, you can see conscious effort by the president through the various policy. Take, for example, when the report by World Food Program came out, I think, 2 weeks ago, that certain individuals, I mean, there are people in northern Nigeria, especially the IDPs, are going to, go into death, sick, and that is because of hunger, malnutrition, that many people are going to perish. What was the reaction of the government? The government, before the report, has taken steps to deal with the issue of malnutrition, to deal with healthcare issue. Now, opposition can never come here, Shewun, and talk about that. You know why? They don't have the ideas. I said this before on your show, and it bears repeating. This opposition till today have not brought up policy issue to say President Tinubu is wrong, this is how it should be. In fact, listening to them, the person who came close to even discussing policy is Peter Obi. Unfortunately, Peter Obi is doing catch and carry. Whenever you subject what he says to forensic analysis, it always comes out as falsehood. Now, the rest of them, now look at them and look at their trajectory. And then be able to tell Nigerians whether, as a lifestyle, they have been involved in dealing with the problem of Nigerians.
But the question is, whether or not you're talking about the nitty-gritty and the details of the policy of this government,
right,
and you are puncturing whatever the criticisms are, the fact that a lot of people may not be contradict or controvert is the fact that this government made promises, and it says in the end all of these policies will bring result, but Nigerians should be patient. That is what we have heard so much on your side.
Right.
And the question that has not been answered effectively is at what point? Is it in the third year, or in the 3.5 year, or in the 4th year, or in the 5th year, that Nigerians will get out of this doldrum?
You know I'll be Yoruba nice. Let me tell you this. And for the upteenth time, what we have been telling Nigerians is not going to happen tomorrow, is happening now. We told them we are going to critically look at education. We provided funding for people, and we have over 300,000 people. It is not tomorrow, Sheun. We told them we are going to look at maternal health issue. You remember the last time I was here, you even testified about cesarean section. We told them we did it. We told them we are going to look at infrastructure because there is a decay in Nigeria. Which part of the country does not have infrastructural development going on? We talked about aviation. We even talked about food, and we provided intervention. But fundamentally, we told them the problem confronting the Nigerian state is that if we don't deal with the issue of lack of revenue and the federating units get the money, people are going to be on the streets of Nigeria.
But you have not talked about how this government ditched the country into economic crisis.
No.
And people, no, just remember, the transportation cost crisis, food cost crisis, inflation, food inflation, all of these were what this government ditched Nigeria into. And you have not told us when Nigeria is going to get out of it. Those digits that almost doubled, all those indices that almost doubled, when are we going to return into the fair line?
So this is the answer is in plain sight. When we came, the production went down. OPEC celebrated the fact that we beat the record of OPEC in production. Is it not now? Secondly, Oga,
food, I'm talking specifically transport costs.
So let me come to
I'm
food,
talking about
and then I'll go
food
to
costs, because these are issues that affect the more ordinary people than the Babariga wearing and the Emilokan wearing as a politician like you.
But here is the answer. The very last time I was here, which was no more than 2 weeks ago, I told you from my village, somebody who was selling food crops, a bag of this, a bag of that, for over 100,000, he struggled and saved them thinking he's going to make more money. And now they are selling for 35, 40, 55,000. It's food. It don't reduce. Transportation and aviation in the last 2 years, when we began the policy, it's skyrocketed. Is there not a downward trend at the moment? But the question you are asking, and I want to pose this challenge to everybody and anybody who thinks or knows a bit. You don't have to know a lot about economic. A bit about economic, and if you know something they call reform. Is it going to be automatic? We are not running abracadabra government. President Bwala is not a magician. And there is no country of the world you will go to tonight where a reform will bring result in 24 hours. In fact, what he has done as compared to other countries, which is why international community are praising him, is that They didn't think we were going to even begin to see this result as of this moment. And this is what is happening. If this infrastructure we talked about, Dr. Sheun, you begin infrastructure, it creates job. It boosts trade. It saves people, security. And then the value chain will go like that. We talk about foreign investment. Have you heard about the kind of inflows of foreign investment in Nigeria? So sometimes when I get asked, when is the reform going to work? I wonder. We are in it already. But if you are talking about when will the final problem of the common man end, then I want to disappoint you. As long as the earth remaineth, the need of man will continue to be insatiable. What we are doing is putting the basic structure for the Nigerian people to achieve their dreams.
Let me take you to a rather interesting political scenario that is. And I understand that this is troubling your camp very seriously. The hearing or the sound of Goodluck Jonathan coming into the fray, I understand that it has destabilized your camp.
Let me tell you.
How troubled is the APC with that news?
Let me adjust the camp, the local camp. I see that some unscrupulous elements are trying to hoodwink former President Goodluck Jonathan to come into politics so they can destroy his reputation, which after he left government, he has been building by becoming an international figure globally. And why do I say that? The southern Nigeria, where President Goodluck Jonathan comes from, have all turned to Bwala and APC. You have seen governors coming. These are the individuals he would have relied on if he's going to run for presidency. Now, the elements that are going to him in the north, asking him to come to run, are they not the ones that chased him away? So what hope does he have that this time around they are calling him because they mean well for him? Then look at the political class that are coming together to cajole him to come into politics. I know President Goodluck Jonathan is smarter than that. But if President Jonathan decides to run, let me tell you, I have seen the political climate in Nigeria today, and I will speak to facts, not conjecture. There is not a single politician that has the capacity to knock off President Bola Tinubu.
In what sense?
In all fronts.
Let me bring some figures to the screen right now, and let's do some analysis. Because I'm not just a bit under the weather. I didn't have the energy. I would have given you a bit more issues for us to chew on. But this is what I brought up a few days ago, to just give Nigerians a breakdown of how President Bola Tinubu won the election the last time around. And if you look at it, the analysis of what is going on and what things are looking like right now, the dynamics might change. You look at where the president got his highest vote. It was in the northwest region of the country. And in fact, Kano gave him the highest vote in the northwest. Over 500,000 votes. That was what Kano gave the president. Northwest gave President Bola Tinubu 2.6 million votes. And he got, followed by Southwest, his own, though Peter Obi beat him silly in Lagos, his home state, 2.2 million. He got an advantage in the north central and northeast region. In the south and in the southeast, he was nowhere to be found. Apparently, 127 votes, 127,000 votes he got in the 5 states of the southeast, considering the fact that the APC controls 2 of the 5 states in the southeast. And look at what happened. In the south, had less than 1 million votes. This is just a bit shy of what Kano alone gave him. There are those who are saying that within the first 10 states that you will look at, it's going to be a stiff competition against this president. The 2.6 million votes might not be there again in the northwest, considering the fact that if he doesn't take any candidate from a very strong candidate, especially with President Muhammadu Buhari dead, and he's gone with his 12 million possible votes, there's going to be a problem in the northwest and in the northeast for him.
You see these figures? You know why this thing is quite funny to me? This was the worst moment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's political trajectory. Do you know why? President Bola Tinubu came at a time when the odds were against him. Even members of the Southwest, I was with him in the primaries and before the primaries. I know prominent figures in the Southwest who turned their back from him. Why? Because they were hearing that a Fulani man will give to another Fulani man. So they rally around Alhaji Abubakar. The Southeast, they were trying to find a place. Majority of them tried to align with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. The North Central, Peter Obi used dangerous rhetoric and deceived the church that he is going to take the country back to the church. And he got the number he could muster. You see this thing? This is going to be like I don't know how to describe it, but let me take you zone by zone. You see the Southeast, I guarantee you President Bola Tinubu is going to get more than 4 times, if not 6 times, the value of the vote he got. So because all the governors...
800,000 votes or 700,000 in the Southeast, that's what you're saying?
No, you will get up to 2 million. But let me tell you...
In the Southeast?
Yes.
Where will you get that?
Let me tell you why.
How many votes are there in the Southeast?
There are lots of votes.
Yeah, but the question is that if Peter Obi is not on the ballot.
No, Peter Obi will never... He's a director general in ADC, the coalition of...
Peter Obi has 3 options on the table right now.
Which option?
PDP, Labour Party, ADC.
Let me tell you, those who were saying PDP, when he had Jonathan, immediately he said he's Labour. And why he's Labour? He said he swore he never said he's Labour. He is, he said ADC. Then he swore that he's Labour. As I tell you, he's not going to get a ticket in any of the parties. That is Peter Obi. Now, the problem now is that he might not even get the vice presidential ticket from the way things are going. But whether Peter Obi is a ticket bearer of the party, Peter Obi has lost more than 50% of his vote because they were not votes that were built on agenda and politics. They were built on rhetoric and division. And Nigerian people's eyes are open. That is one, Southeast. When you go to the South-South, when President Bola Tinubu came, you know most of the governors were PDP governors in the South-South. Tell me a state in the South-South that is not supporting Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Even the one that the governor say, I remain a member of PDP, say, I endorse Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Are there not governors that have the structures in the state? Come to the Northwest. All these places we've been going in the Northwest, the governors coming out, talking about the policies of the president and how they will support him. Are they not the ones with the structure?
Sounds to me like what I heard in 2014, 2015 about Goodluck Jonathan.
So I've been hearing this rhetoric. Let me tell you today. The coalition then that removed Jonathan was not this Akamu and Moi Moi coalition. No. Rochas Okorocha carried Agba on his back and came. Saraki carried a part of PDP and came. Tambuwal carried a part of PDP, congregation, and came. Atiku Abubakar had his own structure. He came. Buhari came with his own structure. All of them came together from their legacy party. No disunity, no double party. They are intact. Ali Modu Sharif came with his own. And when they came together, these other parties, Nigerians were dissatisfied with President Jonathan.
I thought that the same thing they've done now. Atiku Abubakar, there's a Bukola
so there's answer.
PDP. There is El-Rufai, there is Peter Obi. All of them are not longer on this side.
Let me even tell you, the coalition is the media. Because the media has to project that there is an opposition. There is no coalition. If there is a coalition in Nigeria, that coalition is in APC. We are getting governors from their place coming to us. Now, let me tell you, these people that went and gathered in ADC, tell me whether any of members of their party followed them. Let me start with my former principal. I can count to you 20 prominent people, heavy prominent people around him. They remain in PDP. They have not followed him. Peter Obi has been chased out of Labour. The only people Peter Obi have is scanty. Do you know the key people of Peter Obi? Where is Valentine Ozigbo? Where is Kenneth Okonkwo? Where is Bala? I can keep counting them on and on. Right. And then you come to El-Rufai. Did he deliver? We lost Senate, we lost House of Rep, we lost presidency there. Or my senior brother Malemi, as an incumbent attorney general, he couldn't win the ticket of the primaries.
We're totally out of time.
So the coalition is the media. This APC is not the coalition.
Well, they say that the APC is going to be up against the Nigerian people in the 2027 election.
And Nigerians are happy with us.
We'll see how that works.
Yes, sir.
I wish I had not won a green tie. I didn't know this was what you were putting on tonight. But thanks so much, Daniel Bwala, for joining us tonight.
My pleasure as always.
We take a break, everyone. But when we return, I'll be taking you to a troubled Delta APC. Something is happening in that state. The rift in Delta APC gets us talking. After this break, everyone. Join us again.
Welcome to Al Umnaj International School Boarding Section, where knowledge becomes your most beautiful ornament. Located in the heart of Tudun-Yola, Kano State, our boarding facility offers young girls a nurturing home away from home. At Al Umnaj International School Boarding, we are nurturing Allah-conscious, confident young women. Our comfortable air-conditioned rooms accommodate 4 students with modern amenities that ensure your daughter feels at home while focusing on her studies. Our recreational facilities include a modern game room and cinema, and professional salon services all within our secure campus. As the sun sets, our campus glows with twinkling lights and the soothing sound of our waterfall. Our sky canteen overlooks the campus, where our girls share laughter over meals that feel like home. Modern laundry facilities, spotless ablution units and restrooms, water treatment for clean water, reliable power, and round-the-clock security, because nothing matters more than our students' well-being. Join us today by calling the numbers on your screen or visit our school premises.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodinma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, Guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
Malaria is gone. No more cold and pain.
What is wrong with my husband?
Ma, he was very sick. This is the lab result.
Get Luta. Get Luta.
Thank you, Luta. With Luta, malaria is in big trouble.
Luta contains artemether and lumefantrine, and it is used to treat malaria.
Luta is another quality product from Hovid and marketed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. There is a political heat in Delta North of Delta State within the APC, and it's all about who gets the party's blessing. A supposed show of strength for Senator Ned Nwoko has set off a chain reaction inside the All Progressives Congress APC, with endorsements and counter-endorsement, and even a party forum dissolved in the crossfire. So whether it's a storm in a teacup or the opening act of a long political drama, one thing is certain: Delta North APC will have some healing to do before 2027 rolls out eventually. And of course, the processes are around the corner. And for Senator Ned Nwoko, the battle for the party's heart may have only just begun. We saw the governor and the former governor of Delta State all moving into the APC, but that seems to have caused more trouble within the internal workings of the party. The political temperature in the party has spiked as a fresh endorsement battle has really caused a problem within the party. I'm being joined tonight by the chairman of APC in Ika, north of Delta State, Honorable Kerry, joins us tonight on the program. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. What is going on in your party?
Well, not much. Not much at the moment.
You're a member of the legacy APC. You didn't come from the PDP.
No. I've been of the old APC. I've been in the party. I was the party chairman before the defection recently.
One would think that the defection should be more of a blessing. It's looking like a curse for you.
No, it is not. It's a blessing because it has increased our number, and I think definitely it's going to help us in performing very well during the next elections. So it's more of a blessing rather than a curse.
Is it true? I'm hearing that there's a possibility that Senator Okowa has ambition to run in 2027 for Senate.
Well,
that is your constituency.
Yes, that is my constituency. Well, like you said, there could be a possibility, but he hasn't said so. And he has not, by the grace of God, I'm the chairman of the party in his local government. He has not told me that. I have not heard him say so, to the best of my knowledge, either privately or publicly. So I can't...
So why is that becoming a problem? There are those who endorse Ned Nwoko. I mean, the question would be, who is doing that early in the day? Why would you endorse for someone who is, for an election of 2027 now, if not to cause trouble?
No. You see, on the 14th of June, there was a senatorial meeting held in the senatorial district, in Delta North Senatorial District. It was properly convened by the chairman of the Delta North Senatorial District, who has the constitutional authority of our party to convene such a meeting, Chief Adizwe Iluaka. In that meeting, after deliberations and review of political happenings and performances, the Delta North APC came to the conclusion, members and leaders who were present at the senatorial meeting came to the conclusion of passing a vote of confidence on Mr. President Bwala Ahmed Tinubu, the state governor, Sheriff Oburewori, and our distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko, and endorsing them for a second term, which I think endorsement is a political tool, which I think if the people believe in their assessment so far that these people have performed well, they do have a right to say, this could be the same people we intend to continue.
But are you privy to the possibility that part of the arrangement of the PDP structure from the former governor and the sitting governor is also to trade some of these seats to cause some balancing, and as such, return Senator Okowa back to the Senate? I mean, since Senator Nwoko is a sitting senator and is a returning senator, isn't it?
No, well, let me give you a little history or brief about the representation of the representation of our people in the Senate since the recent era, 1999 down. First of all, Senator Patrick Osakwe, of blessed memory now, was our senator for three terms. After him came Senator Dr. Okowa. Our senatorial district is actually divided into 3 federal constituencies. The Ndokwa Okwan federal constituency, Ika federal constituency, and the Anochoshim federal constituency. Senator Patrick Osakwa was speaking of earlier was from the Ndokwa Okwan federal constituency, then came to Ika. Senator Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa did a tenure as a senator. I do believe at that time he still enjoyed the goodwill of our people and the senatorial district, but he rather chose to contest for governor, and also did twice as governor. So the people in Delta North, the atmosphere, it's believed that Delta, a federal constituency has also had their own fair share of representation of government, either through Senate or the governorship. Then the Anochoshimili area, where Ned comes from, Senator Nwaboshi did 2 terms. He has done 1. So there is a balance in the representation of our people in the Senate at the moment, in the senatorial district. So it could actually start from anywhere. But there is this, I think all seems to favor Ned, because the way the political positions are shared in the district is such that the deputy governor today is from the Ndokwa Okwan federal constituency. He is from the Anocha Oshimiri federal constituency. And I think the party office, which is the highest position in the party within the state today, which is the office of the National Publicity Secretary of Barrister Felix Moka, is residing with the people of Eka federal constituency. So there's nothing suggesting that the sharing of positions will actually throw Senator Ned off balance, or not give him the opportunity of recontesting or contradicting the endorsement made.
But why is it that a lot of the members of the party were not there when Ned Nwoko was endorsed? It does look like a clique of people were just in one corner endorsing him.
No, that is not.
It's surreptitious. Those are the claims.
No, that is not correct, and that is not the argument. You see, the argument is was the meeting, the senatorial district meeting, was it properly convened? Yes, because it was done under the authorities of the man who had the authority to do so, which is Chief Adizwe Iluaka, our senatorial chairman. Now, again, you see, there is never a time you're going to call a meeting and have 100%
of the persons who are supposed to attend the meeting be in attendance. It's like maybe the Senate or the reps. Once they form a quorum, whatever they do there is binding on every other person, whether you have the opportunity of being part of it or not. So for the senatorial meeting, it was properly convened. And no publicity was made. So people, you don't expect everybody to come. Maybe people would have not been available maybe by virtue of health issues, personal issues, had more important engagements than what they considered the senatorial district meeting. But that is not to say it was done by a clique. The entire senatorial district, attended by over 7,000 members of the party, are very notable key figures of the party in the senatorial district. So it's not...
Only in April, Governor Sharif and the other structure left the PDP into the APC. And we're seeing this kind of division in your party. And it's in fact deeper for those who understand what is going on. Because the reason Nedunwoko was not happy in the PDP and he left PDP for the APC. And now the governor, and he didn't agree, he was at loggerheads with Governor Sharif. But now Governor Sharif and Senator Okowa and the rest of the PDP in the state went into the APC, and this is happening. Is this not a danger for the future of the party in Delta?
Well, not really, because I do know that maybe they must have had some differences. He must have had some differences with them in the PDP, you know. But that is not to say that that was the actual reason for him to come into the APC. Because except you have to speak to him, and maybe he tells you specifically why he came into the APC. We cannot be too sure now, you know. And, well, for me, like I would say, I don't think there's a division within the party.
What is going on? What would you call it?
Well,
divided.
You see,
politics, not division.
Politics is
a rift.
Trouble. Problem is subject to struggle. And, you know, if people raise concerns here and there, it's to the extent to which these concerns, it's not every concern that we will have to worry ourselves about. To the extent to which these concerns are genuine. If people just for their pocket's sake and for individual sake raise concerns or maybe instigated by certain persons.
How best do you think this can be resolved?
At the moment, well, for now, the senatorial district, like I said, has endorsed Mr. President, the governor, and Senator Ned for a second term. That is subsisting and binding. Now, if there's anybody who...
What if the arrangement for the PDP to come into the APC is for Okowa to get a ticket? What would you do? That is above your big grade.
Well, but I don't think there's any such.
That you know.
That
you know.
Yes, I will.
But if I'm telling you, but that's the agreement that Okowa gets to return to the Senate.
But well, you see,
that's above you.
Politics is all about the people, and if the people on the ground are of a preference, I'm not saying, but if the people on the ground who are actually going to be represented of an opinion is.
You're already taking sides as the chair.
No. I'm telling you what. No, I'm not taking sides. I do not take sides. But I have no. I do not take sides. I am not taking sides. But I also have. I reserve a right to also defend what I think is right.
And you think that
what I consider
Nedunwoko returning? That's even if the PDP, if the people vote for your party, that's another thing. So you might get the ticket of your party, but you might not get the election. And the fact that the former Deputy Senate President is still his camp are not happy with what is going on.
Well, you see, there's the peculiarity of politics is that some of these things are bound to happen. But the truth remains that the former Deputy Senate President, Senator Vyomoage, you know, he used to be the leader of the party before the entrance of the new people. You know, his influence is still very much, you know, around and alive, and enjoys a lot of goodwill within the party. So,
thank you so much, Honorable Kelly, for coming tonight on the program. I appreciate it. Just before we close, I would like to let you know that President Bwala has departed Abuja on a two-nation visit. The president will stop over in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, before proceeding to Japan. Thanks so much. And that's how we close the program, everyone. I'm Sean Wakimale. Bless Nigeria.